Does anybody have any questions? Have we thought of any? Oh,
No, she's got one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tanya.
So your sense of color is so strong. What do you think inspired that in your life to use these bold colors and all these rainbow colors?
Good question. It started with really colorful indigenous art and celebrating my indigenous heritage and understanding that that's how their art is expressed, using primary colors, using the secondary colors, tertiary colors in there, and it's just colorful. And then that morphed into my love for like my indigenous heritage, and then my connection and interest in nature, and then astrology, and the connection to the 4 elements. And so the color palette, or the rainbow palette, that does weave everything together, regardless of the different media and whatnot, they represent the 4 elements.
So the colors are intentional to the 4 elements.
Mm-hmm. And that's for my artist statement, which I'll just take a shameless plug there and just go that we are all made out of sunshine. Sunshine makes the plants grow, so that's the earth part, and the sunshine is the fire part, and then the wind blow, so the air, and then the water flow. So there's our 4 elements. And then it sums up with today and every day is an opportunity to go on a magical journey through the rainbow. Understanding that it's the combination of those 4 elements that make our lives possible, our life on earth possible, and how special that really is.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good question.
Anybody have another question? Dina.
How do you keep yours organized?
You're like the second person to notice. Yesterday, someone was here. They were like, I had an artist here yesterday, and she was like, "Your space is so organized." And I was like, "Wow, I feel like it is, but at the same time, like it could be more organized." It just, especially right now, as like being deep into a pregnancy, I have such a foggy brain that in order to find anything, to even be productive, it needs to have its spot. Like there needs to be some clarity to my vision and my workspace in order to be efficient in my work. Otherwise my work starts to fall apart. And so it's a big priority of mine to organize it, and in that way I'm able to collaborate, relaying back to one of your questions, that if it's labeled, if it's organized, then anyone who joins me in my space is also able to pretty much jump right in. And if they're not, then at least there's not a ton of work to get them on the same level. So it's also an accessibility aspect too. And so, yeah, for me, it's just how I operate. I'm not big on collecting. We'll say that. Like, I'm not big on that. I'm like, okay, have this thing, and if I don't use it in a certain amount of time, then it's getting transformed in one way or another. So then ultimately it frees up space and organization. So thanks, though. That was a good question.
Anybody else?
What inspires you to with new ideas?
Oh, good question too. Well, at this point, there's a utility factor, practicality factor that comes in with making new art. And so for my newest series that I released just recently, it's the mountains over there, and it's the sunset, called the Colorado Sunset series. That was inspired by a set of murals that I produced in a basement to basically be able to keep the basement brighter and more interesting, painting the window wells, making it look like, okay, you're not underground, you're above ground, and it's a beautiful scenery. And then I didn't want that to be a mural that was only that one space. I wanted to bring it and have it here where it's more accessible. So I created another set of artwork to actually have here in the studio for people to participate in and see it too. So there's otherwise new artwork tends to be generated in collaboration with a commissioner. Since that is the newest work that I create as a commissioner, hires me to do some work with them, and that is the inspiration. It's kind of coming from them. And then otherwise it's kind of like based on a need in a way, like feedback and interactions with people and how they are receiving the artwork, and talking with customers, talking with friends about it, how my online interactions are going, and understanding what it is how I can develop any of the series that are already in existence and take them to the next level.